So this year for me has been pretty mad when it comes to vinyl collecting. And I've decided today that I'm going to go through with you all the vinyls that I've collected over this year and show you what I've got. Some of them are limited edition, others are newer releases, they're released at the time when I brought them they were, and others were because the stock was a little low and I wanted to add them to the collection before they disappeared for a while. But before I go any further into actually showing you each of these vinyls, very quickly, this is my vinyl TikTok, go and check it out because that's where I do like a lot of independent showing my new vinyls and whatnot. But I wanted to make this video because I've been holding on to these a while, and I thought, seeing as it's coming to the end of the year, this would be a great chance to show you all the vinyls that I have gathered and collected over the year that we have just had in 2022. And first up, we're going to start off with Mr. West with My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy. Let's get the scissors.
Snip, snap, snip, snap, snip, snap.
Oh, that was not satisfying. Oh, shit. I remember I need to be careful with this. I'll show you what I'm going to do with this in a second. There we go, now it's open. Okay, so it's gonna be a freeway opener, like that. Damn, this is a chunky one to open. So here is everything that comes inside the vinyl. So one of the cool things I've instantly noticed is basically of all of these, so if I were to take this apart and throw it there, put that one there and I'll come back to that in a second, but as you can see there is now no front cover, whereas if I were to slide this one in, which originally was this one first, we would then go from having this to now be this, which, so as you can tell, obviously it's upside down right now, but basically it changes the front cover, so then that way you actually have it, so you can actually change it, all the different versions of the cover, so you can change it to the original one, that one, I think that one's actually personally my favourite, but yeah, as you can tell, you can switch them all out for whichever one you would like to use. And then we also have this as well, because essentially it's a poster where you get the main kind of cover one with just like the art there, but then you also get the side with all the credits, which I love, like inserts like this that come out like that, so you can kind of idolize Kanye, which I do not recommend, but I think the amount of credits on this is actually incredible to see. So that was one of the first ones I actually think I got this year as part of this collection, but there we have it, My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy. But now moving on to number 2, we have MF Doom. Literally, it's just this. It is what you see, basically. You obviously do get the records themselves as well. So there's it from one side, and then on the other it's got like the tracks and what side this one is. There's the back of it. And for this one, it was simply just a thing of MF Doom obviously passed away, I think, was it October last year? I think it was something like that. It might have been 2020, but I can't remember. But either way, I haven't had any MF Doom vinyls before, and this is like the first one I've got, and I did ask for it for, I think it was Christmas or something, but unfortunately it was just a case of, because he passed away, vinyls for him have kind of gone scarce a little bit, everyone trying to pick them up, and this was available on Amazon, and I was like, you know what, before these start going up a lot more, or I'm sure they're going to still keep producing the vinyls, but before they kind of become even harder to get, I decided to just cop this one just because obviously Madvilliany is a classic and one that I think everyone should at least have in their collection. Now we have vinyl number 3, which is Tyler the Creator with Call Me If You Get Lost, and there's another sticker on this one which I'm going to have to save. So with Tyler the Creator's Call Me If You Get Lost, I genuinely feel like this was one of the best albums of last year, I believe it was. But you actually have like the streaming cover on the inside, which I find really interesting, and I feel like the actual cover for the vinyl here is so much better. Looks like it's going to be also on all of them, but you basically just get Tyler the Creator holding a suitcase there, same on the other side. Oh, and we are lucky with this one. We do also have an insert as well, so there's the back of it of all the credits, and then there's the front of Tyler the Creator's face that you see on the ID. But that makes this my first ever Tyler the Creator vinyl that I now have in the collection. So now I'm actually about to show you quite a special one, and that is Good Kid, Mad City by Kendrick Lamar, which I actually technically do already have. Now for the observant ones of you, you will notice this isn't a regular cover for Good Kid, Mad City, and that is in fact this one, which I do already have. This was it's on recordstore.com as like an exclusive, I don't know if it was exclusive to that, but it was like a limited time thing. I think it's to celebrate like the 10 years of this album, which I believe is right. Yeah, I think it came out in 2012, is that right? Now from what I can remember, there were a couple of different editions of this on the website, but this is the one I went for, which is basically just a really nice like black, I think ice black is kind of the name of it, but ice black like cover. And then I think the inside's pretty similar to the other vinyl as well. But here's where we have a key difference. So I don't know how well this will show up on camera, but this is technically supposed to be ice. Ah yeah, no, you can see it's not like a black one completely, but this is like supposed to be an ice black. It's obviously, it's coming up there, it's a lot more brown, but I just thought this to be a really sick one to add to the collection, and also as a way to kind of enhance the whole Kendrick Lamar collection I've been growing. The only one that I don't have that I wish I did get at some point was like the black and white version and reverse version of Damn. But there are a different number of, I think, different colours, but this one just really stood out to me and I really thought it'd be like a sick vinyl to get. And if you know me at all, basically I'm quite a sucker for limited edition versions of vinyls. I think it just like helps elevate collections, makes collections more unique and whatnot. So having this one to add to not just my collection but the collection of Kendrick Lamar vinyls I have, I think that's such a nice one to be able to have. So very happy I have this one. It's probably one of my favourite pickups of this year. And that was vinyl number 4. So let's bring on number 5. Oh, I should have done this as number 4. That would have made so more sense. But that is Stranger Things season 4 on vinyl, the soundtrack. That was a long-winded way of saying that. But basically with this one, I watched season 4 as the first Stranger Things thing I've ever watched, really enjoyed it, went back and watched the rest, realised that season 4 has a really good soundtrack, saw there was a limited edition version of this, and was like, you know what, it's such a good soundtrack, great music, I'm going to cop the vinyl when it comes out, and a lovely blood red, very suiting of the Stranger Things theme. And for me, this is another great way to like enhance the like soundtrack collection. But now with this increases it with the other one I've got to 3. So there's the inside. It just shows you a bit of the actual show and the credits as well. But yeah, so that is my Stranger Things season 4 vinyl, which might be the latest vinyl that's been released out of this lot I've got. It's currently November and this arrived literally like last week. So yeah, I'd say this is probably the most recent as of this video. And now a very familiar name that we've already come across in this video, Kanye West again. As you can probably tell, I'm trying not to actually talk about much of what's happening with him. If you want my thoughts, I really do not agree with him, and I think he's a great musician, but in terms of a person, he needs to sort himself out. Other than that, we shall open this one up and we shall avoid the rest of that conversation. And also there is another sticker on this that I need to save. Again, this is a pretty easy one to show you, so it's literally just one of these that comes as, it's not actually openable one, and as we have now discovered, there is an insert in this. Given all the classes, oh, can I show it like this? That'll be so... No, it's not happening, but there you go. That's the very dodgy way of showing you the insert. Yeah, College Dropout is a classic hip-hop album and one I think needs to be in everyone's vinyl collection who's at least into hip-hop, obviously. And this is kind of linking into, I think, the MF Doom one I basically got, which is kind of, it's a classic I kind of wanted to get, and I want to build up on the classic vinyls I have because I don't feel like I have enough of them. But how about we talk a little bit about a really good album that came out this year, which is Denzel Curry, Melt My Eyes. Can it wrap around? Yes, it can wrap around. That's pretty cool. Okay, that's being added and not being thrown away. And this one, of course, is a limited edition one. Obviously, there's not too much to it in the sense of actually, like, what opening up and being something, but I really do love it when vinyls and artists decide to do this with their vinyls, or whoever's designing, basically actually making the, like, instead of just being a plain white cover, they actually make it an actual, like, picture pull-out kind of thing, which kind of has the information about having a pull-out, and this is something J. Cole does quite a lot of, and I love it in his album, so it's glad to see that Denzel Curry's doing it here. But the disc is the main talking point of this one, and I can't remember what colour it was, but I don't think this is one I was expecting, but it's still a luscious, like, purplish pink. So here we have Melt My Eyes on vinyl. This is the limited edition pink version of it. Probably, if not the best, then it is one of the best albums to come out of this year. Boom. We are left with this as the vinyl, and honestly, this is actually such a sick vinyl. I love the, like, art style of this one. Again, one of the best albums of the year, so very happy to have it in the collection. And a limited edition version of it as well. Even spicier. Okay, this one I'm looking at, I'm saving till the end for my Eminem fans. But the next one, and I'm going to say number 9 or 10, I've lost track at this point, but it's Black Panther soundtrack. This is the 3rd soundtrack I now have, so growing that a lot more. And also, one of the things I kind of realised is there's a fair bit of Kendrick of him. This haul, I guess you can say, I've done all this year's worth of vinyls, and it's going to be good for the Kendrick collection, especially adding this one as he was, like, basically the producer of it. But there's the back of it, there is the front of it. It's obviously the Black Panther inspired. Honestly, I think this is one of the best soundtracks that have genuinely ever been made. And I decided I'm going to keep on going with the Kendrick run, as another banger of an album this year was Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers. And this is, again, yes, it is another one. Another limited edition one, which, ooh, why is that so ripped? Right, that's actually peeing me off a little bit. I know you probably can't see, but look at that. Don't focus on my face. See that? That is fucking atrocious. Why is my vinyl coming like that? Not good enough, not good enough. But either way, there we have it. These are like the 2 inserts that hold the vinyl. Again, using like the actual graphics on the things that hold the records. Love to see that. And the limited edition part is that it looks like poo. I'm joking, of course, this is supposed to be like a gold, but clearly gold doesn't really come out well on vinyl, but still limited edition, so yeah. I mean, I think I think I saw a meme or something. It was like what people are expected with this, and then it's not that. Right? Why is this vinyl actually falling apart? There's a fucking bit of string there. I don't think I'm ever going to touch this vinyl. I think I'm just going to leave it so I don't break it, even though I literally have just opened this. Great one to have to collection. And whilst we're still on the subject of Kendrick Lamar, is another one. Not much to it. I will say randomly I do like this greenish colour, but yeah, other than that, that's all the Kendrick ones I think done now. And I think this now moves us on to vinyl number 11, which is my birthday present that I got off of my girlfriend's family, which is Juice WRLD, Death Race for Love. And I believe this one actually does complete my Juice WRLD collection, which I will now be doing a video on my TikTok, so go over there to have a look. And that'll be easy to put that together. It is another poster, could put that on the wall, but I'm not gonna lie, I'm not at a point where I really wanna, like, whenever it comes to stuff that comes in vinyls, I just wanna keep them within the vinyls and whatnot. But that is a pretty dope like poster to put up if you were to get this. I'm pretty sure I've got now all his other albums and now this one on vinyl. I kind of like really do hope they don't make any more albums out of him, although I feel like they literally have just released one, or they're just about to. There's a video on my channel you can go and watch there. It's basically me talking about the last album that was released, his like post-Morphus album, but I had a few issues with that, so go and watch that one if you want to actually hear my thoughts on it. And I've just checked, we're now on vinyl number 12. Yes, we're in the double digits, but we have CapriSongs by FKA Twigs. This is an artist I only discovered this year. I was just literally like, I think it was like one of these things, like I tend to listen to albums on when I'm like walking or whatever. And I decided to listen to this one day on the way to work, and I was like, you know what, I actually really enjoyed it, and saw it on Record Stores for a limited edition version. I don't know how many times that's been said this video, but this one's a little bit special in the fact of this is how it looks, but this is actually glow in the dark, and I don't know there's any way for me to like show that properly, like over there. No, there's too much light to show you what it actually looks like. I don't know why, I'm just a sucker for it when they do like the track list like that or whatever. I just like something about the fonts, like my graphic design self comes out when I see stuff like that, so that was nice to see as well. Now the next one is definitely the definition of me getting sucked in by limited edition vinyls and whatnot, and because this is someone who I've listened to before I brought the album but never heard of before. There are 100 of these ones, so that made it even more exclusive, and that's because it is a actual white disc, unlike the last one I just showed you. Oh, okay, that's actually, okay, that's worth it. Look, okay, I'm a massive sucker for that. That actually looks like such a nice vinyl. I'm glad I copped it. But this is basically Julia Jacklin with Pre-Pleasure, and I listened to a bit of it. I really enjoyed like the first 3 tracks, and I was like, right, it's making me wonder. I think, no, I don't think that bit's supposed to open, but it looks like it could, so I'm not going to push that any harder. That's what he said. Very happy to have something different that's not just hip hop and rap in the collection. I might go on my way to try and add a few more vinyls that aren't just rap and hip hop exclusive, and actually try and go out and actually get more different style of music. But I actually really like the insert of that as well. There's a really good vibe to this one, so just for the vibe of it, I'm happy with it. And here we do have another one of my favorites of this year, and that is Logic with Vinyl Days, and this is generally like probably my personal favorite of the year so far. I'm a sucker for Logic. I tend to enjoy his music no matter what, and I see what you've done there, Logic, you little movie nerd, but you've got like the Jackie Brown style thing, I believe it is, by Quentin Tarantino with the Vinyl Days written on it. So it's good to see that Logic's still delivering on good music now ever since No Pressure. However, I'm still pretty disappointed in his lack to actually make a good kind of vinyl. By that, what I mean is that he's clearly, like with this one, I think it kind of suits the vibe, just having like the pull out thing, but there's no actual pull out with like a graphic on it or anything like that. But when it's come to Logic's vinyls, I've always found them really weak in terms of their look. There's nothing really to them. Like for example, the No Pressure one is just orange in the middle of it, which is a real shame, especially with how great the front and back cover are to that album. But that's like just a personal problem I've had with Logic's vinyls at the very least. Other than that, I love him and his music, but that's the one complaint I do have. Now this one, that's actually quite good, keeps it more ominous. There is actually something special that comes with it. So one of the things recordstore.com do, but they'll basically include a signature that comes alongside with the vinyl. Now what I thought that meant is that, I clearly didn't read it, but I thought it was like signed on the actual vinyl. Turns out that I got it in like this, so this is Pusha T, obviously it's dry, and it just comes with like a little photo with Pusha T on it, and then he has signed it. I don't know why I'm analysing this so much, but just the texture of that itself, like the actual cover and sleeve for your vinyl, is so much better for the record, and just looks and feels nicer as well. Sorry, that's yeah. Oh, and this brings us on to the final two. So I'm going to start off with the other Kanye vinyl I got, which is Donda. But as you can tell by this magic, like very small detailed green thing here, this actually was £55. I got it for 35. This was like, I think it was like when it first came out on vinyl. So to get it for like 20 quid off, very good. If you want to know why it's 20 quid off, from what I could gather, I didn't actually ask, which probably wouldn't be a good idea, it's because this bit was wrapped, or unwrapped even. The place I actually got this from, I highly recommend to you guys to go and check out if you are in Brighton or in the UK and you can take a trip down to Brighton. If you want to go and have a look at one of the Brighton blogs, you probably will find it on there somewhere. Oh god. Is it just plain black all throughout? Right, okay Kanye, you're actually taking a piss. Fucking hell, this man has lost his mind, that's all he sees. Alright. Feels like my eyes are closed as I'm looking at this. Okay, this thing's actually recording, which is good to see, because guess what I pulled out? I was expecting something on this, but it's just more! Like how... Just taking a piss. Like, is there any other colour on the colour palette that you could have used? Just something, just a picture, just something. Like you couldn't even like do the thing where you like put something black on top of the black, so then it's like a matte, like similar to the Kendrick vinyl that I've got. Fucking hell, this is a different one, by the way. Like, how can I tell the difference? Right, I'm not going to show you, I'm not going through the effort to show this one. Okay, so if you just want a random black folder to add to your collection of vinyls, I really do recommend just getting Donda. I was expecting something in here, a bit more exciting, like the My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy thing, but clearly this is definition of laziness in terms of a vinyl being made. But I did say, for any of the Eminem fans who are watching, that there was something Eminem related, and that is this one. Shady XV, and I'm very happy to have this in the collection, to the point of which I don't think I'm going to unwrap it. So this is as much as I'm actually going to show you. I'm sorry you see a reflection right now, but that's the front of it, and that is the back of it. I don't know why I'm so persistent on keeping this one wrapped. I will maybe one day just unwrap it and have a look through it or whatnot, but this one cost me a bit more than it probably would have cost at retail. Nothing extortionate or anything, it's still under the £100 price mark. But I remember basically seeing this in a record store I came across, and it was actually a decent price. I think there was like a little bit, it was like a little bit like worn at the top or something, but it was like good price, but I didn't get it at the time and I kind of regretted it. And this was a case of going on Discogs and actually looking on there to see like if there were any of these available, and I found one in the UK for a decent price and decided I'm gonna get it, add it to my Eminem collection, which I believe the only thing I'm missing from the Eminem collection is the re-up. And yes, I've got a version of Infinite, which has a story behind it, but unfortunately I think it's a bootleg version. But either way, I do have a legitimate actual Shady XV vinyl to add to collection. Maybe I'll do a video on this one independently in the future, but for now, that was my 2022 vinyl purchases. But there is one last thing I must do, and that is involving this and the stickers that came on it. It's pretty obvious what I'm about to do, but I won't do it for all of them. I just kind of want to show you like the kind of extra thing I go and try and do for my vinyls, just to kind of like add something unique to my collection as well, on top of like just getting a random like coloured vinyl. You might be able to hear that sound, and that doesn't sound good, but this is actually alright. Okay, so that's how much actually came off the sticker, but I've kept the majority of it, which is good, but it's just lost its stick in a lot of places. I'm hoping it will just kind of push and stick to that eventually, but yeah, the bottom of it's very loose. This is basically what I do end up doing with the vinyls that come with stickers anyway, at least like actual stickers, not just like this was made in France, this is like 10 quid. I don't keep those stickers, but any of the stickers that do have actually characteristics to them, I will keep and add them to it, so then it ends up looking like that. So yeah, obviously this one's a bit annoying because it's lost its stick, but I'm actually kind of glad that I've still got at least the look of it fine and it looks intact. It just needs something to help it stick down a bit extra there. But yeah, I'm glad I've done this video, but I'm not glad about the edit that I'm going to have to do for this video, just because I've got a lot of footage now. But thank you very much for watching. Appreciate you for actually getting to the end of this video. But also I'm interested to hear what vinyls you have been collecting this year. Let me know down in the comments as well. And I've been Ollie Rodriguez-Stolman, still trying to make YouTube videos and whatnot, so take care, let me know how you're doing, enjoy, see you in the next one, leave a like and subscribe. Bye.
Maybe it'll happen in another life, in another time. Clearly it was never mine. No what, never mind. At least I tried that. Something I can say when I die. Unlike the people who had dreams and let them die without putting up a fight. No way, not me. I know I gotta pay, that's why I work for a wage. But I ain't getting paid just so that I can live, cause that ain't how to live. I may get tired of this shit, but I am giving this all.